Hanging Gardens.
B, ma'am. Hanging
Yes,
Gardens.
very Hanging Gardens.
Yes, very good. So a terrace of plants and flowers, this is Hanging Garden. So this is for the Chaldean Empire or Chaldean Empire. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. So it is under the leadership of Nebuchadnezzar. This is the Hanging Gardens. So Great Wall of China, again, kinsa ganito nga emperor sa Great Wall of China, it was sa ganito?
Ang nag-build?
Yeah, the first
Shi
one.
Huangdi.
Yes. Shi Huangdi or Qin Shi Huang. Okay, other name of Shi Huangdi ha is Qin Shi Huang. Don't be confused. It's just the same person. Qin Shi Huang or Shi Huangdi is just the same. Then the Leaning Tower, if nakabantay mo atong Leaning Tower, nakatubi tong tower nga nagbabag, nga mura siya katumbakon. Have you seen that one? Or have you pictured out it in your imagination? Una na, somewhere in Italy, okay? Leaning Tower. Nga mura na siya katumbahon, pero di na siya matumba. Okay? Mao na siya yung architectural design. Then the rice terraces here in the Philippines, kinsa ang nag-initiate ana or ang nagbuhat? We have unsang ethnic group.
The Ifugaos.
Kasi nakalimot na ta. Kinsa ang nagbuhat sa Banawi rice terraces.
The Ifugaos.
Usabaya na sa mga
What?
7 wonders, ha? Kinsa? Unsang nga group? Okay na dre.
Ifugao.
Akong voice. Okay. Yes, very good. The Ifugaos. Okay. Unstable siguro akong internet. I'm sorry. So the Ifugao people have initiated the Banawi rice terraces. Okay. Then the Hanging Gardens is for Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, next, geography. So Asia is the biggest continent in the world and covers almost 1/3 of the total area. So what is the total land area of Asia? So pack ni siya. So what is the total land area of Asia? Do you know what is the total land area of Asia? Wild guess?
Word A, ma'am.
B.
A or B?
The
Word
answer
A or
is,
B?
Wild guess kay B, 44.
B.
okay, let's check.
B.
Letter B, very good. 44.
Chamba.
44,391,000 kilometers squared or square kilometer. Okay, so that is letter B. So maingon ani nga question no. So expect gid mo nga nagi manggawas nga mga factual nga question nga mag-need siya correct answer. So it's either you know the answer or you don't know the answer. Iampo gini siya sa Ginoo ang mga ingon-ani nga klase nga question kay di gini siya imposible. But since you already know, so dili na ni siya. Dili na mo mahadlo kaniha if mo gawas ni siya if ever. Hibaw na ta. So that is 44,391,000 square kilometers. Okay. Next, 25. So history. So Japan joined forces with 2 European countries forming the Axis powers during the World War I against the Allied powers. So what were the 2 European countries sa Allied power? If you're familiar. Okay. 2 forming the Axis. What were the 2 European countries nga nakig-join ang Japan?
Germany
B.
and Russia. Letter D. I don't know.
Okay. Let's check. The answer is Italy and Germany. Okay, so letter B. So those are the 2 European countries na nakig-join forces ang Japan, and their group or their faction is called Axis, and they are against with the other group, which is the Allied powers. Okay. Next is 26. The aim of Taoism is to have world balance. Taoism is one of the religions in Yin and Yang, Japan, sakto ba? Or China? Kalimut ko noon ko nalibog ko. Okay,
Korea, ma'am.
China, ma'am.
China, okay. So, this is composed of yin and yang. So, yang symbolizes, what is yang? Unsa man ang yang? Di ba kuan man na siya kanawa siyang circle nga gi-divide of white and black. Oh. So, unsa man ang yang or the dark? That symbolizes
Men.
that symbolizes men. Okay. The yang symbolizes men. Okay. The dark color. Okay. 27. The form of writing by the Chinese. Oh, we know that cuneiform is for, unsa ganito ang cuneiform? Cuneiform is for, unsa tong civilization?
Uniform, Mesopotamia, and Sumerians.
Maria.
Yes, cuneiform is for the Sumerians.
Calligraphy, ma'am, and Chinese.
Yes, very good. So letter B is the
Letter B.
answer. Calligraphy is for China. Okay, so calligraphy form of writing has started in China and was first used by the Chinese people. Hieroglyphics is for, ano sa itong hieroglyphics?
Egypt, ma'am.
Yes, Egypt or the Egyptians. Very good. And scribbling is just a modern na siya nga way of writing, ang scribbling. Okay, so very good. Ano duman, kay mga basic form of writings ni siya sa history. So, probably magawas din ni. 28. In the Babylonian Empire, so the confederacy of laws is known as blank. This laws is engraved in a stone of more or less 8 feet in height. Unsa ganito? Babylonian Empire, it was under King Hammurabi. So, sa ito gibuhat ni Hammurabi, he was known because he gathered the laws and named it as
Code
Yes.
of Hammurabi.
Yes, very
Dravidian.
good. And named it as Code of Hammurabi. Okay. Ulayahang gipangan. So, Code of Hammurabi. So, this is a confederation of laws nga iyahang nag-gather, iyahang gi-compile, gisuwat niya stone nga more or less 8 feet ang height. So, basta sa tao. Then, gipanganan na niya itong Code of Hammurabi. Okay. 29. What was founded by 6 nations in 1967? So, be particular with the year, ha? For partnership in regional development. Okay, is it SEATO, ASEAN, APEC, or Great Six Nation? We have to cancel out
ASEAN.
letter D or Great Six Nation, ha? Kay Great Six Nation is non-existent. Okay? Wala na siya mag-exist ang Great Six Nation. So, it's either A, B, C.
Letter B, ASEAN.
ASEAN.
Yes. Very good. So, the answer is ASEAN. So, what do you mean by SEATO first? Unsa gani ang meaning sa SEATO? That is?
Southeast Asia Treaty
South-
Organization.
Chan.
Yes, Southeast Asia Treaty Organization, and it was founded on 1954. So that's why I said be particular with the year. ASEAN is Association of Southeast Asian Nation. So, nganong mahibong man mo, if ever mahibong mo nga, nangutana ko ganina, if pila ka book members ang ASEAN, and you have said correctly nga it's 11, so the first original members of ASEAN is only 6 countries or 6 nations during the foundation, okay, or the founding of this kanang organization, only 6 countries. And it was founded on August 1967. Okay, until na naghan, until na himong 11 karon. Then ang APEC, o sa ganina ang APEC?
Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation.
Yes, Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation or APEC. Okay. So, and Great Six Nation is non-existent. Okay, so wala na siya. Gi-gather na siya din ha para puno og libog-libog sa inyo ha. Para siya inyong pilion kay nano man Six Nations man. Ya, Great Six Nations riyahan gipangan siya kaugalingon. Additional palibog o para mapilian ninyo ang wrong answer. Okay. But the correct answer there is ASEAN. 1967 ASEAN. Seattle 1954. Okay. Next. Okay. 30. The religion Islam is based on the 5 pillars. Okay. So as I have said a while ago, so we have the Shahada, the Salat, the Saum, the Haji, and the 5th one. What is the 5th one?
Ma'am. Nirvana.
Huh?
Zakat.
B. Zakat.
Letter B, zakat.
Yes, very good. The correct answer is Zakat, letter B. So that is the complete 5 pillars of Islam. Okay, so the 5 pillars of Islam, we have Shahada, which means the profession of faith, Salat, prayer, Zakat, alms, fasting ang saum, and pilgrimage ang haji. Mura nig ato ang equivalent ni sa ato ang kanang kanang ito ato ang bunyag, kasal, kumpirma, what we call that one in Christian gani religion? 7 lagi na siya sa Christian religion. Kalimot ko equivalent na siya sa ato nga dapat moagi kita ana nga process ang pinaka-last ana is ang katong pilgrimage, which is the haji. Okay, and nirvana, if you remember, nirvana for Indians, okay, it means the highest or the peak happiness. Okay, so the perfect peace and happiness ang nirvana. Okay.
Ma'am, unsa ganitong kuan, ma'am? Zakat? Zakat?
Oo,
Excuse
natin.
me, ma'am. Aw,
Ay, equivalent siya sa kuan, ma'am. 7 sacraments.
I'm sorry, ang kanang good woman arena sa sutay ha. I'm sorry, nasayo pong butang. Good woman is for sutay. Ang zakat, that is the 5th pillar. Okay? 5th pillar.
Charity.
I'm sorry, nasayo pong butang. Zakat is for alms. Okay? Sayop na siya placing. Good woman is for sutay. Ang kanang sutay. Nirvana is the perfect peace and happiness. Seljur is a non-existent word. I don't know anong gi-add na siya din ang Seljur. Okay. So, it's only Nirvana, Zakat, and Sutay ang related sa history. Okay. So, Zakat is the 5th pillar or ang needed. There is a blank. Alright. So, 31. And again ha, just to clarify, ang kanang good woman, ari na siya sa Sutay. Okay? Sutay is for good woman. Oh. Next. Good woman. Wa din ako ni makuan. Okay.
ma'am, unsa
31.
ganito si Saum, ma'am?
Si
Saum.
Saum. Si Saum. Fasting.
Yes.
Fasting si Saum. Then si Haji or si Hajj kay pilgrimage.
Okay na, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, sige.
Fasting during
31.
Ramadan.
Yes, fasting during Ramadan. Very good, sir. Okay. 31. As a science of humanity and its society, anthropology seeks to present an integrated picture of blank. This is already
Letter A, man.
anthropology. Yes.
Anthropology, man.
Yes, man, okay? Man, basic man, letter A, okay? Kay ang anthropology, anthropo means man or human, then logy, study. Okay, so study of man. Anthropology, so 60% an integrated picture of man. Okay. 32. Okay, showing respect by kissing the hands that has changed into kissing the cheek or hugging shows blank culture in society.
Conventional.
Yes, conventional. So conventional culture is somehow kanang accepted in the society. Okay, so conventional. So conventional na ang pag-kiss sa cheek o pag-hug as a kanang showing respect to someone. Okay, ato po diri kay bless. Oh. So conventional culture in society, that is letter C. 33. Who coined the word sociological imagination to underscore the relationship between what is happening in people's lives and the social forces that surround them? So,
Letter
or in
B,
other
Sir Wright
words,
Mills.
who is, yes, yes,
Letter
ma'am.
B.
What's the answer?
Letter B. Sorry.
Yes. Wright Mills, letter B. Oh, sociological imagination, that is Wright Mills. Okay. Mark Durkheim, that is a combination of Karl Marx and Emily Durkheim. Okay. So, Wright Mills, mo na siyang siya ang nag-coin ang word nga sociological imagination because he have written a book entitled Sociological Imagination. Then Auguste Comte, he is the father of local person here in the Philippines teaching sociology somewhere in UP Diliman. So siguro maunang gi-add siya din ha as one of the choices. Okay. So that's it. So 34. So among patterns of behavior required in sociology, which is obtained through direct experience, observation, and testing. Is it empiricism, critical spirit, objectivity, or ethical neutrality? Sa kanila.
Observation is empiricism.
Yes. Direct experience or sense experience. Okay, senseful experience or experience through your senses. And observation and testing is for mga empiricist or empiricism. Okay, very good. The answer is empiricism or sense experience and observations. Okay, so critical spirit, it is obsessive of criticism and fault finding. Oh, you are so very critical for other people. Okay, so hilig ka manaway. Or you can easily see their faults. Okay, objectivity, being objective, being free from biases, favoritism. Okay, and that's it. Dayo 35. What major changes creates a trend? Oh, these choices are changes here. But what one of them creates a trend? So what is it? Is
Innovation.
it stagnation, revolution, or involution? Huh?
Innovation.
Creates a trend. Oh. Mag-create siya og trend, mag-trending siya. Famous.
Innovation, ma'am.
What do you think? The answer is
Letter A.
innovation. Yes, innovation. So for example, kanang innovation sa cellphone, 'di ba? O ang innovation man gud mura na siya mahimong basis, okay, or standard sa trend. O for example, kanang ang nauso pud karon kay kanang flip phones, okay, flip smartphones. So kinsa may nag-una ana. Okay, kinsa may unang nag-innovate ana. So mo siya nahimong basis niya karon, other brands have followed that trend already because of that innovation. So innovation creates a trend. Okay? So here, it's a basis of an innovation strategy or a digital strategy ang innovation. Okay. Okay, so 36. Oh, na ang meaning nila. Okay, so who was the Asian senior statesman who removed drugs, who removed drugs, unemployment, and dirt waste in his city-state or in his country, in other words? Is it A, Lee Kuan Yew, B, Rodrigo Duterte, C, Arsenio Lacson, or D. Jawaharlal Nehru?
B, ma'am.
Letter A,
Rodrigo.
ma'am.
Lee Kuan
Yes.
Kuan Yew.
Yes, very good. It is letter A, si Lee Kuan Yew. Siya ni ang Prime Minister sa usang country.
South
Southeast
Korea.
Asia. Usang country sa Southeast Asia. Lee Kuan Yew. Mauni siya ang nahimong model ni Rodrigo Duterte. Oh, kanang sada naagid ang balaod ba? Ano itong grabe gid og authority pag-hold. Oh, murag mao niyang nahimong model. Oh, iya pa gyud ning giplano sa unang under his administration maparihas ang atong country sa country nga gidaan ning Lee Kuan Yew. Okay. Prime Minister of Singapore, and he have made the Singapore to be one of the kanang advanced, most clean, okay, one of the most clean countries in the world, okay, pinaka-progressive in the Southeast Asian countries. It's because of Lee Kuan Yew, okay. Grabe kay na ang changes ng iyang gibuhat sa Singapore. Kaysa una ang Singapore is just like Taiwan, it's just like a colony of US. So, but when he have seated in the throne and made a lot of changes for the improvement and progress of Singapore. So, maunang murag nahimong model Rodrigo Duterte when our former president have been elected as the president of the Philippines. Okay. Then Arsenio Lacson, he is Manila's first elected and 17th mayor. Okay, so ingon pa nila nga the president we never had, one of the president that we never had. Kay Arsenio Lacson have also maintained a good record in his public service. Okay, so he is very known to be a righteous man. Okay, an honest public servant. Okay. So Jawaharlal Nehru is a principal leader of the Indian nationalist movement. Okay. Next is 37. So among social trends, which is easily passes, for example, fashion. So asa ka din ha, out of those choices, asa din ha ang dali mapasa.
Letter B, fad.
Like fashion.
Letter B.
Letter B, fad.
Yes, very good. Letter B, fad. Okay. But what is mores ni ay? So mores are moral standards that determine right and wrong. Okay? So mores are moral standards that determine right and wrong. So they are not social standards or folkways. Okay? So if you tend to break mores, you can be legally penalized or sanctioned, okay? Or even worse kay death ang imuhang makuha if you will break mores. Okay, so these are moral standards that determine right and wrong. And change depending on the culture. For example, abortion. Okay, so here in the Philippines, since we are a very conservative country, and we really prohibit it is stated in our constitution that unborn children are protected. Okay, once conception has been done. Okay, if naa na gid na din ang bata sa tiyan, so it is really against the law. Oh, so that is mores. Okay, but in other countries, abortion is legal. Okay, so mo nang giingon nga ang mores is will really depend on the place, on the culture of the country, on the kind of group, on the kind of society, based on their laws. Okay, because mores are moral standards that determine right and wrong. Okay, these are not social standards. Fad, on the other hand, which is our answer, it is often seen as sudden or quick spreading or short-lived. Okay, for example, kanang word nga trending. Okay, kay other term for fads is trends. Okay. So just like atong dalgona coffee, plantito plantita during the pandemic, so those are fads. Okay, short-lived, sudden, o kanang nisikat o kadiyot. Okay. So those are fads. And we have laws, so kay bawag ta laws, kay bawag taon sa laws, di ba? So these are the set of rules that are created to regulate the behavior of the people within the jurisdiction of that law. Okay. Then norms saan na siya, are perceived informal and mostly unwritten rules that define acceptable and appropriate actions. So for example, for norms, based on that definition that I have read is kanang these are unwritten rules. So it was just asked, and somehow we have known this as acceptable, and we have known this as the proper way, okay, the proper manner. Okay, just like saying please if you are asking for something, and saying thank you if you have received the favor of, those are just examples of norms. It is not written, okay, it is not stipulated in the law nga mo say you kag please o mo say you kag thank you, but those are accepted, okay, universally accepted as rules nga dapat musig kag thank you o mamalihog jud ka mga jud kag please, di ba? So those are norms, those are examples of norms. Okay, then next is, so the answer for this is fad. Okay, then 38, so there is a violation of blank in cases of extrajudicial killings. O say, o sa kind of violate din ha if there is EJK.
Due process of law.
Yes.
Due process of
Good.
law.
Due process of law ang na-violate din ha sa extrajudicial killing. Kay ingon pa nila nga ang suspect will remain suspect until proven guilty. Okay, or ang suspect will remain innocent until proven guilty. So if gipatay na siya din ha, kay lagi suspect siya sa usa ka kaso, so you have already kanang imo na siya gikuhaan sa iyahang right to be or to undergo due process of law. Okay, so EJK violates the due process of law. Okay. 39. Among the fields of anthropology, so please refer here ha sa ubos na din ha ang components o sa siyang components sa social studies na belong. So among the fields of anthropology which studies the evolution of man and biological diversity within the species.
Letter D, biological anthropology.
Letter D.
Letter D, the answer is yes, the answer is letter D, biological anthropology. So it's already in the question. The answer is already in the question, so don't go far away. So just always go back to the question and give the answer to the question. So it is biological anthropology. Okay, 40. So change becomes an issue when it creates a blank.
Disagreement.
Discomfort.
Yes.
Disagreement.
Agreement.
The answer is disagreement. Okay,
Agreement.
so issue na siya if dili na siya i-agreehan sa tanan. Okay, so this will be followed by discomfort. Okay, but first, change becomes an issue if maka-create siya disagreement. Okay. 41. Clusters of stable rules known as social blank govern social activities and practices based on similar principles displaying regularity. What do you think? It governs social activities and practices. So asa ka diya sa choices ang mag-govern or mag-initiate of mga social activities and practices based on similar principles displaying regularity.
Letter B, ma'am, norms.
Norms. What is
Letter
norms?
D.
Ani?
Institution.
Written rules.
Values.
Clusters of stable rules known as social blank govern social activities. These are, the answer here is the answer is letter D, social institutions. Okay, so if you remember what are the 5 social institutions in our society, so we have the family, which is one of the most important social institutions out of 5. Okay, the family, the government, the religion, the economy, and the education. Okay, and again, the most important one, the basic social institution is the family. Okay, so without the family, all the other social institutions cannot function. Okay, so that is social institutions. Okay, 42. What marked people empowerment in 1986? So what event in the history have empowered people?
EDSA.
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 EDSA, ma'am.
Yes, very good. The EDSA revolution. Oh, the EDSA revolution have influenced a lot of kanang people around the world. Oh, mura to siyang himong benchmark. Okay? Sa ubang countries nga pwede ra di ay if magkahiusa lang ang tibuok katawhan sa usa ka nasod, they can really overpower someone in the position. Okay, so EDSA revolution. So it empowered people. 43 44. 44. Okay, so inclusive teaching approaches enable inclusive teaching approaches enable blank learners in the class to take part in learning opportunities.
All.
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 Inclusive all.
Inclusive all. Okay, so kaning disabled, special, and selected, under na ni siya sa letter A nga choice, which is all. So the best answer is letter A. Inclusive teaching approaches enable all learnings. Okay. All learners, I mean. Okay. 45. Which statement on which statement on human rights is correct? Human rights are unlimited. Human right is might. Human right is a moral power, not physical power. Or letter D, all power. Okay, very good. 46. Private sector groups for national advocacies are commonly referred to as blank. Public sector, civil society, cooperatives, or party list representatives. What are their
Letter B,
group
ma'am.
is referred
Party
to?
list,
society.
ma'am. Representatives.
Huh?
Party
Private
list.
sector ha, pero their advocacies is for the national or the common good. Okay. Saka ha. That is
D. Party list.
party list. Party list representatives are public servants. So these are
Civil society.
civil society. Very good. Civil society. Civil societies are composed of private sectors, businesses, and any other private sector groups that are having or that are made for national advocacies. Okay. 47. Which is a violation of the right to choose one's way of life? Which is a violation of the right to choose one's way of life? Is it A, B, C, or D?
Letter C, forced labor.
Forced labor.
Yes, very good. The answer is letter C. That's the best answer. Pwede man mo i-answer si A. Pwede mo i-answer si B. Pwede mo i-answer si D. But forced labor is the general term for those choices. Okay, so si letter A, nasuda na siya sa forced labor. 14-hour work against the regular 8-hour work. O, forced labor na siya, pinugos. Child labor, of course, under na siya sa forced labor. And under compensation is under forced labor. So the best answer there is letter C. 48. Which human rights that are necessary for the fulfillment of man's primordial instituted in the court against the wrongdoer for the breach of it? For example, kontrata. Okay. Oh, kontrata. So the person, or for example, kanang utang-utang or loan. Oh. So si person A mo oy lender, si person B mo or borrower. So naay perfect right si person A nga mangayo or pangayoon or singlon si person B. Okay, if dili mo tupad or mo i-breach ni person B ang ilang kasabutan, so nag-violate na siya sa law. Or yahan ang gitamakan ang perfect right ni person A. Okay. Okay. Acquired
Ma'am, ba
rights, o for example, kanang nakuha nimong rights, o for example, kanang naigi pa man ang yuta. So ang rights nimo anang yuta is just acquired. Okay, nakuha ra nimo. Alright, so that's acquired rights. 50. So which is an example of an alienable right? Remember what is alienable? Transferable. Ma-transfer.
Right to marry.
Mary, ma'am.
Letter A.
Yes. Yes. A, right to marry. Oh, transferable na siya. As long as dili pa ha. Okay. So letter D is acquired rights na siya. Letter B and C are both inalienable rights. And cannot be transferred, cannot be taken away, and cannot be denied from you. Okay. 51. Okay pa mo diha? Kaya ra? Kaya pa? Padayon
Kaya,
ta ha? Okay na ninyo?
Okay ra kayo, ma'am.
Sige mo, padayon. If gigoto mo din ha, mga 80 plus naman eh. So, gamay na lang. At ulo siya tiwason. Kay karon naman to mag-session. Itaw. Kay wa jud koy weekends kay nagmasteral man ko. Mo wa jud koy weekends, weekdays na gyud. So 51. So rights cannot be unduly trampled upon or suppressed without moral guilt because they are blank. Rights cannot be unduly trampled upon or suppressed without moral guilt because they are
Perfect.
Letter B, ma'am.
letter
Letter D.
are
perfect.
dili ikaw pa dili ka ka-suppress a right without feeling guilty because rights are letter D, inviolable.
Ma'am, perfect. Ma'am, perfect.
Ha? Ako ang internet ba may problema. Okay ra kung audio sa inyo ha? Or putol-putol gid siya.
Putol-putol, ma'am.
Okay lang audio, ang video ra may mawawa nimo video.
Sige. Sige lang. Sige lang na akong naong din ha. As long as ako audio. Halag na. Okay. Sige. So, letter D had the answer. So, that's why if imuhang tamakan ang rights o sa kataw, you will really feel guilty after. So, unless wa na jud kay habag, okay? Wa na jud kay guilt. Okay. So, 52. The development of 21st century teaching and learning skills interconnection or a relationship sa answer na naa ang teaching o ang learning. Saka diha. Is it A, B, C, or D?
Letter A.
A.
Wild guess.
Letter A, ma'am. Education for all and literacy.
21st century teaching and learning skills.
D,
Oh.
ma'am. Student outcomes and support system.
The answer is
D, akong answer.
letter D. Student outcomes and support system from the teachers. Okay, remember, teachers in the 21st century, we are not already the sage in the stage, but we are already the guide on the side, right? So we let the students create, di ba? Mo bitaw na napuno sa revised Bloom's taxonomy ang creation. So there must be a visible product or outcome from the student. However, the teachers must be the facilitator of learning or the guide of the students' process of learning. So, mo na siya interconnection and teaching and learning under the 21st century. Okay. 53. Okay, research. Basic naman niya kung gipang punit. Okay, so what type of research can be better be ensuring relevance in planning development of communities? Okay, can be better be ensuring relevance or relevancy in planning development of communities. O,
Survey.
plano kag mga development sa community, that
Survey.
is
Survey.
survey
Letter A.
Letter B, ma'am. Letter B.
na ay impact sa community. That is letter
Case study.
D, case
Need
studies.
analysis.
So,
Ma'am, di ko
Survey is-
madungog.
here, survey.
Madungog na ka, Ma'am Princess.
Hoy, ganina ra jud ko si
Isa.
tingog, ma'am. Madungog na ko, Ma'am Lloyd.
Oh, madungog na. Nganong mura kag naaslangob, uy.
Ambot wala sa ko kahibaw ay. Ganina ra ko sige tingog niya. Ambot dili man ko madungog ni ma'am uy.
Okay, sige.
Ipaduol imuhang
Yes, madungog na ti ka, Ma'am Princess. Okay, sige. So, case study if you want an impact, okay, relevance in planning development in your communities. So, next is 54. What methodology is used for research on political and social issues by pollsters, okay, such as SWS and Polls Asia? Sige na,
Kanino survey?
SWS. Yes.
Survey.
They conduct surveys.
Survey.
Conduct surveys. Ang kanang SWS or kanang social weather stations and Polls Asia survey. So they conduct surveys. Sa ha. Wait, kadiyot lang ha. Can we have a 5-minute break? Okay ra ninyo mo inom kong tubig?
Kira ma.
yes,
Ah.
Ma'am, yes.
Kadiyot.
Milk tea lang na.
Ganina ra day kasig tingog diha, Ma'am Princess.
Hey, as in gyud. Ay na jud ko sig tingog ay okay ba man. Di man kadungog si ma'am sa ako. Uy. Wa gyud ay nadungog.
Ako sa duko ka dungog.
Ambot ang
Base na off nimo imuhang kuan.
wala man.
Sige, 54 kay survey, okay. So, 55. 8 lang. Okay, 55. What aspect of inquiry is not related to ethical conduct and research? What aspect of inquiry is not related?
Limitation of scope.
Limitation ma'am of scope
Are you sure?
or
Limitation of scope is part.
Ay, pwede siya, no, pwede
Actually,
siya.
or
Dapat na may limitation. If
Pero
may
naabit na limitation di ay.
Murag-
everything can be included in your research. So, now yun ang limitation of scope.
si ma'am
Letter,
kay
Letter C.
is
Second.
Yeah.
The answer is letter A, security of participants. So it's not your obligation already to provide. Okay, that is somehow to protect, okay, okay. So, but providing security to each one of them is not already your obligation, and it's not related to the ethical conduct in research. So respect of the confidentiality is very important in the ethical conduct. Dapat voluntary ang participation. Okay, dili, wala, gipugos. Okay, and there must be limitation of the scope. Okay, okay. If may limitation of scope ang inyong research, then bisag kinsa na lang ang imuhang pangutan-on. Diba? So, that's it. So, the answer is letter A. 56. Scientific inquiries include scientific inquiries conducted in social change over a period of time are blank. Sa diha.
Trend.
Okay, how about the others? The answer is yes, very good. Over a period of time. That is trend issues. Okay. So social change over a period of time. So muna atong clue no sa trend issues. So trend issues or trend studies. So or trend survey. So researchers conducting trend surveys are interested in how people's inclinations change over time, or is there a progress, stagnant, or decrease? So that is trend survey. What's the trend over a period of time? Cohort studies. Cohort studies is a researcher identifies some category of people that are of interest, and then regularly surveys people who fall into that category. Okay, so the same people do not necessarily participate from year to year, but all participants must meet whatever categorical criteria fulfill the researcher's primary interest. So it means there is a category each year. So unlike the trend na ang iyahang participants are the same kay naa siya gibantayan nga changes over a period of time, si cohort kay dili siya necessary nga ang katong participants from that year will be the same on the next year or will be the same on the next few years sa pagkandak sa study. Okay? So ang participants magdepende on the category that he or the researcher needs on that particular study. So that is cohort. Dayon ang panel studies is or panel survey, it is the same people participate in a panel survey each time it is administered. So it is opposite of the trend survey. So as you might imagine, panel studies can be difficult and costly. Okay, so magbalik-balik. Okay, so imagine trying to administer a survey to the same 100 people every year for 5 years. Put ang number exact ha. So kung kinsa a number of this study, kung costly siya ang imong study pag unang tuig pa lang, so expect na nagamit kag panel survey, so expect it will be the same on the next 4 years. Okay. And case studies, we have a research approach that is used to generate an in-depth, multifaceted understanding of a complex issue in its real-life context. So mao tong case study atong answer ganina kay it must be relevant to the planning development in your community. So it must have an impact. Okay, so mao tong case study atong answer ganina sa katong first. Okay, so here our answer is trend survey or trend issues. Okay. 57. You should like to research an academic problems met by indigenous peoples, children in your school. Indigenous peoples, children in your school. So which sampling will you use? Unsa man tong nga klase nga sampling if naa kay target?
Purposive, ma'am. Sampling.
Purposive.
Yes, very good. So purposive sampling. Kay ang atong target dere is academic problems met by indigenous people's children. So that's our purpose. That's the target. Purposive. Okay, so the answer is purposive sampling. 58. So what is the appropriate research method in a field study on a cultural group? For example, way of life of Badjaus who have settled in Zamboanga province. Way of life of Badjaus. So Badjaus are considered as what group of people in the Philippines? They are considered as ethnic group?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Water
So,
people.
so the answer
Thirty.
is letter
Ma'am.
D.
letter D. Yes, very good. Ethnographic observation. So you will study on a cultural group. For example, the way of life of the Badjaus who have settled in Zamboanga province. So you will be having an ethnographic observation. Okay. 59. You want to examine specific subpopulations. Ay. Balik mo siya. Okay, specific subpopulation. So it's still, wa mo kompleto. I'm sorry. So wa mo kompleto. Let's skip this one. 60. So which of the following can become an issue in qualitative research? Okay. Qualitative quality. Right? Oh. So what do you think will become an issue for qualitative research?
Letter B.
Letter D.
Formulation of research design and data collection techniques. This is not an issue in a qualitative research. It
A.
is part of the
Letter D.
research.
A or C?
A or
C. Halibog.
Letter
or
D.
C.
A.
Guidebook
Approach.
that are based on facts. That is research. We must based on facts, not opinions. That we inquire, diba? We make surveys. Because we must based on facts. We have review of related literatures because we must based on facts. We must based on previous studies. So D is not an issue in a qualitative research.
C, ma'am.
It's
A.
C. By the book approach, qualitative research is book at there is a qualitative research ang kaning pag-base nimo sa mga previous studies. O mo nang natay gitawag og review of related literature. So mubasa ka, di ba? So the problem or the issue in a qualitative research is ang kaning generality or ang pag-generalize. Okay? Kay sa qualitative research ang usa ka kanang sorry pangalan na ang usa ka conclusion ani nga study sa kani nga particular nga participants or sa kani nga particular nga group of people is not the same if imo siyang i-apply kay somehow studies are local based, di ba? So mo bitaw nang usahay nga if magkandak ka og research mas nindot if ang katong mga research nga nabuhat na nga naay mga recommendations nga ma-apply nimo in your local or ma-contextualize nimo kay qualitative research is not for generalization. It can be contextualized. Okay, so ang issue diri sa qualitative research is ang iyang generality. Okay, so that is letter C. Okay, 61. Which of the following can become an issue in sorry. Qualitative research. Okay, 62. So there is a need to adopt blank sampling for research on academic problems encountered by indigenous children in a school. Adopt what kind of sampling again?
Purposive.
Yes. Gilahi lang siya, gilahi lang siya arrange ang question. But the answer is still, kay ang atong focus is ang indigenous children, academic problems sa mga indigenous children. That's our purpose. So, purposive sampling. 63. So, which data do anthropologists use in a descriptive inquiry in the cultural life of an ethnic community through data drawn? This is research, this is not social cultural anthropology. So ethnic community through data drawn from myths, stories, songs, and experience gathered through field study. That is?
Qualitative, ma'am.
Qualitative.
Are you sure? Myths, stories, songs, and experiences.
Documentary.
Documentary.
Yes. Yes.
Ako, documentary.
Ha?
What will you
I'm
answer?
sorry. That is
Qualitative.
documentary, ha? Oh, that is documentary. Okay. From myths, stories, songs, and experiences gathered through field study. So that is documentary. That is not qualitative. Please correct that one if nag-note mo, nag-take note mo din, ha? That is documentary. Okay. So the answer is documentary. Cultural life of an ethnic community. Bantay mo anang mga buhaton ni Atom Araulio o ni Cara David. Oh, so that's how they do the research. Oh. 64. To further clarify the subject, what can be done to ensure that it does not overlap with irrelevant matters? Oh, walay overlapping. So, unsa ka ha?
Set limitations and delimitations.
Set limitations and
Yes,
delimitations.
very good. So, you must set limitations and delimitations para walay overlapping, especially with some irrelevant matters or concepts. Okay. 65. In order to protect the participants on serious issues like use of drugs, so the researcher can adopt blank of respondents. Okay.
Anonymity.
Anonymity.
Yes, so maon ni ang akong giingon kanina. The anonymity. So you can still protect your participants or your respondents through this, okay? But it's not really your obligation to give them security 24/7, labi nag-sensitive ang imuhang research nga gibuhat. Okay. The anonymity. Okay, 66. Which was committed by a researcher who repackaged transformation for vested interest. For example, Amak-ak Tasaday cave dwellers. Okay, so I don't know the example, but the question is which was committed by a researcher who repackaged transformation or for vested interest. Okay, so asa ka diha?
Hi, Mommy. Did you see my jet?
Deception? Oh, wait. Orita. Deception.
So the answer is deception. Okay, pagpangilad. Yes, pagpangilad. Okay, vested interest. All right. So that is the third A. Wala na ako ma-move ang kanang red. Okay. 67. PB. So I like to find out if integrity of public officials has been improving. So which study will I conduct? Sa ganito, if there is a change over a period of time, that is?
Cohort, ma'am. Study.
Trends.
Trend.
Yes. The answer is trend study. Oh, you want to find out if integrity of public officials has been improving. So you want to see or you want to check if there is a change over a period of time. That is trend study. Okay. Okay, so dito. So 68. So what method is being used to have special children become? So this is for teaching approaches in social studies. This is not for research. So what method is being used to have special children become a part of the regular student activities? So I think the answer is in the,
Mainstreaming.
I think the answer is on the screen already. What we
Mainstreaming.
as mainstreaming. So okay. So mainstreaming in the practice of education. So it means nga inani. So you will engage, okay, mga special children to be part of your regular classes, but during a specific time of period, and it will be based on their skills, not all the time. Okay, so that is what we call mainstreaming. I think that's part of the program inclusive teaching or education for all. So 69. So what can be used to classify observations in terms of attributes? Okay. For example, classify newspapers as pro-administration or pro-opposition.
Scaling, ma'am.
Typology.
Yes, very good. The answer is
Classify newspapers.
typology or the types. Okay, you classify attributes according to their types. We have a pro-administration type and a pro-opposition type. If mingon po kag kanang scaling, so we have katong sa research we have the nominal scaling, the ordinal. The nominal is the number you assign to your kanang variables. Okay. We have also ordinal scaling. You order the rank kanang first, second, third. Okay, we have also sa paman nga type of scaling ha. We have interval. Yes, we have interval scaling. So naay interval. Okay? We have also the ratio scaling. Oh, yes, the ratio scaling, which is the highest type of scaling. Okay, for example, ratio scaling. So those are the four types of scaling. So we have indexing also, kanang common nga makita nato sa mga libraries, that is indexing, okay, and validating, letter D. So for here, 69, the answer is letter C. Okay, 70. So the technique used in selecting large representative sample for social research, example, I'm sorry. Example, election poll ranking is known as
Probability sampling, ma'am.
Yes, the answer is probability sampling. Okay, so this technique is used in selecting large sample, okay, or large group of respondents. So that is probability sampling. Okay. Or random sampling. Okay. So that's another word for probability. All right. So the answer is letter A. 71. Okay. For John Dewey, what is the unifying element of the curriculum? Okay. For John Dewey, what is the unifying element of the curriculum? Wait lang ha. Just wait for me. Read the question.
Course discipline.
Kuan. Si answer ninyo ani. Reflective.
Course discipline.
Reflective thinking ako. John Dewey, learning by doing man ni siya.
Yes. Okay. So for John Dewey, what is the unifying element of the curriculum? Unsa kaha?
Reflective thinking.
Yes, reflective thinking. Kaya unsa ganin ni si John Dewey?
Learning by doing.
Yes. So John Dewey is a famous proponent of progressivism. Okay, so he insisted that reflective thinking is important, okay, is necessary So it is a tool to unify all the curricular elements, okay, so in the school. So monang reflective thinking is very important for John Dewey. So next, 73. So given issues of election cheating, psychologists see Philippine politics as intrinsically known to be blank.
Personal.
Letter B,
Personal.
personal.
Yes, personal, di ba? As the recent issue with the katong ambush of the governor of Negros Oriental. If you have heard that one, that's just very recent. That was Governor Digamo.
Yes, ma'am.
It was politically kanang, yes.
Issues politika.
Yes, ang issue nga nakitaan, and I think it was already announced this today nga the only angle nga or rason nga nung gipatay siya or giambush siya on his own residence is political. Politically motivated ang ambush sa iyahang kaatbang. So, di na nato i-mention. Okay. So, personal. 74, the Duterte administration advances blank in order to strengthen regional autonomy and local governance. Unsa to ang plano ni Duterte unta?
Federalism.
Federalism.
Federal.
Mobitaw ni nga uso ang purok system nato. Okay, kay they really wanted to have a charter change to really insist federalism in our country. Okay. Morning
Mas
until now,
nice sad na, ma'am. Ganahang sa kuha ng federalism.
ang nakapait lang sa federalism ang god. Yes, there are pros and cons of federalism. Naman gina siya. Okay, if you see federalism, ang best example is US, federal man na sila, 'di ba? So, federal democratic country. If you can see, each kanang state is autonomous. Okay, so the taxes that are collected from each state is nara sa ilahan nagtuyok. They will just somehow give portion of that to the national government. So if you will apply that here in the Philippines, luoy man good kay ang ato
Ang mga pobre nga region.
Pobre nga rin.
description or ang ato ang geographical location is dili same sa US nga they are compact in one
Landlock. Landlock.
buwag man ta, di ba? And each
Archipelago.
provinces is lahi-lahi og economic status. If ever mag-federal ta, so dili man same ang kanang standing sa each provinces. So luoy ang katong mga provinces nga dili pa kayo ingon ana ka progressive. But Cebu alone mo bitaw nang insist ning Gov Gwen nga mo stand alone na ta kay kaya naman nato without the national government. Kay usa sa pinaka-highest nga kanang collected taxes gani sa Philippines is the Cebu Island, the Cebu Province, the Cebu City. Kung muna iya ginang gina-insist, but how about the provinces nga luoy, di ba? Katong mga still on the kanang wala pay kanang dako nga progress sa ilahang economy. Kay mag-idja naman ta kanang sa buhol. Inana nga kanang mindset. So, yeah, but somehow naging pros and cons labi na sa Cebu, advantage kinato ang federalism kay mas mula ambo gid ta kay mas ang ato ang mga taxes nga makolekt dere is mapundo man gyud maatua ra man gyud masolo nato. But to think of the other province Philippines kayo na naka-progressive di para sa Cebu, so yeah. So mo na nga naay pros and cons. So mo na dapat studihan ug maayos ato ang mga legislator. Okay. Timbang-timbangon gyud na siya ug tarong. Okay. Sige. So next is federalism. Okay, 75. So a broadly encompassing change in blank is involved by combating climate change through lesser use of electricity, air conditioning, and garbage burning. So what do you call that one? Is it lifestyle, attitude, sentiment, or feeling?